Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Jiraiya Hidden Leaf Heroic Master Sage Mode set. Now that is a mouthful, it is weird, it is Jiraiya from Naruto, specifically Naruto Shippuden, and specifically his fight against Pain. Now this is a cool figure. It is a massively updated figure from the previous sort of like 1.0 Jiraiya that they had done and re-released. And there is a little bit to talk about for this, and one of the things that I think is so strange is the length of the name. They go a little bit all out on the Naruto names, to be honest, especially to signify which ones are like, you know, re-releases or not, or the 3.0s or not. But this one having like almost 2 subtitles and calling it Sage Mode Set almost implies that there would have been like a base version of it when there isn't. This is a premium Bandai release, and it is very much what you see is what you get sort of figure. It is pretty good, but there are some problems with it, which we will be going through. So taken out of the box, here is what Jiraiya comes with. It is a pretty good loadout. So we get the figure itself, 3 faces for Jiraiya and 1 face for the Jinchuriki entrusted with Hope Naruto. We get a big Rasengan. We get the Granny and Grandpa Sage Toads. We get the scroll on Jiraiya's back. And there are also a bunch of hands and accessories for going into the Sage mode. And all of that is kept in a little baggie taped to the back of the figure box. It's weird that a lot of the Naruto figures do this instead of having their own plastic shell or figuring out how to fit them in the main shell. They just like attach them to a bag and just chuck them in. I'm not a big fan of that. It's a little bit awkward, sort of cheapens the whole thing, and if you are sort of putting them back in the box for storage or something like that, it's just awkward having it all rattle around in there. I much prefer sort of the way that Figma do loose parts, where you have like a separate bag for them. That works fairly well, as well as like a tree of accessories that you can put them on, like what Yamaguchi does for their main line. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about Jiraiya right now, and I just think that style of packaging, not a big fan of. A lot of the other things the Naruto line does, I really like. Sometimes the packaging is really weird. Sometimes the QC is a kind of weird as well, but the last few figures have been really good to forgive a few of the missteps. But taken out of the box and put on a display here is Jiraiya, and he looks really, really good. Just fantastic looking figure, really nice colors, not a whole lot of paint, which is normal for Figuarts these days, but the execution is very, very good. There are massive differences in the articulation compared to the original 1.0, which we will be going through. If you want to see the review of the 1.0, that is on this channel, just somewhere in the ether. I'll try and link it in either the comments or the video description. But yeah, this is a brand new figure. They haven't really reused anything. But here he is next to the 3.0 Naruto, next to Pain, next to the 1.0 Jiraiya. So you can see color-wise they are quite similar. At least this was the re-release, the event-exclusive one, which changed the colors a bit. So I'm not sure how the 1.0 would stack up, but they are generally, you know, similar build, color, everything like that. But articulation and engineering is way different. And here he is next to Tsunade and Orochimaru. So it is nice to finally have a more modern update of Jiraiya to pair with the other legendary Sannin. But yeah, it is nice to finally have this, and he stands up a little bit more securely than the 1.0 as well, which is very much appreciated. Now for articulation, there's a bit to go through. So he's got a ball joint in the head and neck, a little bit limited by the hair, but it's fine. You can sort of like bend the head forward. There are multiple joints in his hair, so it can curve around almost like a Monster Arts style tail, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little thing. The scroll can hinge around just a little bit. It depends on how securely it's attached. His arms can move up that far, rotate all the way around. There's an up arm swivel, deep bend at the elbow, as well as a ball joint at the wrist. He's got a good crunch. The jacket is a soft plastic, so it doesn't get in the way of anything. So you can do side to side, bend around. His skirt piece is also a soft plastic, so you can do the splits no problem, kick forward and back no problem. There's a thigh swivel, double bend at the knees, fantastic bend as always with the Naruto figures. There is a hinge at the toes, which takes the sandal as well, very nice touch, and there is a pivot and hinge at the ankle. It is really, really solid articulation. Everything feels good, nothing feels too loose or too tight, and I'm confident I can get him into any pose that I would like. One of the other things to note is for his hands, all of the hands are fully painted and sculpted with the sort of wrist guard type thing. That was a separate piece that you would need to remove per hand with the 1.0 Jiraiya, and that was an absolute pain. Did not like that one bit, and I'm glad that they have, one of the main things they addressed here was taking that out. Now for faces, he gets this nice little smirking face out of the box. He's got a big open-mouthed laughing face, as well as an angry Sage Mode face. Naruto also comes with this sort of like happy winking, like he's just been hugged by Jiraiya across the shoulders face. It's really cute, and I think it like works with their sort of relationship, and it is a nice alternative face to have with Naruto, especially since all of the faces that he's had as DLC have been pretty damn unique. And with those accessories and the posability, you can get Jiraiya into a wide variety of poses. One of the criticisms that I have of this, though, is that there is a little bit of a lack of expression. So the three faces we have are really good and really good expressions, but there's just a little bit of versatility missing in there. I do also think that there are some slight missed opportunities, like his hand for the Rasengan is just his normal hand, and for the promo material they show him in the full Sage Mode doing it, so it's a little bit awkward having, you know, the regular hand with everything else being Sage Mode, and not, you know, it doesn't gel perfectly well. If you mask it that well in like photos, it's perfectly fine. But then, if you were to put the Rasengan in his completely base form, he's only got like this cocky smirk and a big closed mouth laughing face. Like, it'd be nice if he had a serious face for his normal state. That would have worked quite well as well, especially since the 1.0 faces and this new release do not match at all. So it's difficult to, you know, achieve that unless you were popped off the head or something like that. But he doesn't really have, like, you know, a good variety, especially action-wise, for faces, and he is somewhat limited then in the Sage Mode of only having one angry face. Could have also had a shouting face for it. That's fine, but I think his base form was lacking in some regards, and that's a little bit unfortunate. But otherwise, he is quite good. I do enjoy the figure quite a bit, and again, with the fantastic posability of the line, you can do whatever you want with the figure, really. It's just that he is lacking in expression just a little bit. Like, for example, this figure, they were so confident in the engineering, he doesn't have a folded arms accessory like the 1.0 did. He can just fold his arms, and that should be something that a lot of figures can do, but they can't. And it's almost like a flex on the Naruto line, especially to, you know, prove that we're back in action after the fumble of the Shikamaru, and the okay figure of Pain. But in general, you can get some okay stuff out of this figure. Works best pairing with others, but I do, again, think that they could have added just a tiny bit more, especially since this is Premium Bandai, so it is a bit more expensive than a regular release. This should have probably been a standard release, if I'm being completely honest, because Jiraiya is such an important character, and it's like, Orochimaru was a standard release, Tsunade and Jiraiya have always been event or P Bandai, so that it's a bit unfortunate for like characters that I think are fairly important. At least Jiraiya should be a standard release. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. As you can see, I'm hard at work making new videos for the channel. Now, while I'm happy with where the channel is right now, I could use your help. By liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel, it helps out the YouTube algorithm and recommends my channel to more people. So if you like any of my videos, please let me know, it really helps out. And if you liked this one, please let me know too. It means a lot to me, and I really, really appreciate all of you guys.